So, Torrey, I will ask you, you know about Wentz and you know about him with this coach. What do you believe the Colts are getting in their new quarterback this season?
I believe they're getting a guy that's going to help them take it to the next level. I fully expect the Colts to win the AFC South this year with Carson Wentz leading this team. When Carson was at his best, which was the Super Bowl year in Philadelphia, he had a balanced run attack, he had weapons in the passing game, and an offensive line that could take care of business up front. Indianapolis has all of that. But beyond that, there's a personal relationship between him and head coach Frank Reich, but also Press Taylor, who they just added from the Eagles this year, that will be able to have him in a place mentally that he trusts them and he's able to go out there and play well. Carson Wentz at his best is an MVP player. Am I saying he will be the MVP this year? I'm not necessarily saying that, but what I am saying is that if he plays at a high level, which I fully expect with this type of balance around him, the Colts will take it to the next level in the playoffs.
Well, those are two different things, and so I'm going to sort of drill down with you a little bit on that if I can. It's one thing for him to play well. It's another thing for him to be what he was then. Is he going to be that guy? Because he was the MVP of the league that year before he got hurt. Is he going to be that guy in this offense, Torrey?
Yes, you're going to see that step. And Domonique Foxworth, I stand here on behalf of Dan Orlovsky leading this fan club. Carson Wentz is going to ball out this year. And I can't wait to rub it in Dominique's face later on down the year. But seriously, the balance is there, and he's going to play well.
That's what I was looking for. Neat, go.
Torrey, I love you, and you are really good at this, and I'm so proud of you. It upsets me how good you are at this already. However, let me give you a little advice. When your sentence starts with, I agree with Dan Orlovsky, you're wrong. Like, that's a bad way to start a conversation. That's a really bad way to start a conversation. So you don't need to learn much from me, but I hope you internalize that little tidbit. But as far as Carson Wentz being MVP caliber, like, that is a stretch. I think this situation is perfect for Carson Wentz. I am higher on Carson Wentz or the idea of Carson Wentz right now than I have been in a long time. Now, I was going to say in part because of, but no, totally because of the situation that he's entering, because they are not going to ask him to be MVP level quarterback. Yes. They are not expecting that from him. He's in a situation where a lot of other things around him will take the pressure off of him. If we've done a lot of psychoanalysis of Carson Wentz, whether that's fair or not, I don't know, but I think that is the most important part. And he's going somewhere where he feels comfortable with the coach, he feels comfortable with some of the players, he feels comfortable with the protection. I think that takes a great psychological burden off of him, and we may see a better version of Carson Wentz, but he was like the worst quarterback in the league last year. Now you talk about he about to be MVP level? That is some Dan Orlovsky level nonsense.
Marcus, I'm pushing back on you because I heard you yelling yes. Bottom line is, this team is that good. I mean, the Eagles team he was on in 2017 was good enough to win a Super Bowl without him. This team is that good. Why is it unrealistic to think in a similar offense with the same coaching that he can't be that good again?
Because he's not going to be asked to be that good, G. They're not going to put this on Carson Wentz's plate. Look, we got this whole thing wrong with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz 2017 MVP season, great. But when we look at Philly and we look at what we expected from Carson Wentz was to put that team on his back and carry him. And at times he did. But now we have this year, as a sample size, offensive line was bad. Talked about the weapons, the injuries to the wide receiver. All of that stuff we know played into Carson Wentz not having a level of success. But Carson Wentz had a lot to do with that as well. And I think Frank Reich understands that as well as anybody. He looked at the situation in Indy and he said, we do not have to have Carson Wentz come here and be an MVP level quarterback. We need Carson Wentz to be an above average quarterback, and we feel like everything else around him is good enough for us to make noise in the playoffs and potentially be a Super Bowl contending team. Here's what I do believe. I do believe, because of what I saw with Baker Mayfield, that Carson Wentz will be better this year. I also believe that there is something to Carson Wentz's mental game when it comes to him being around Frank Reich and that familiarity. So I expect him to play well. But when we start talking about MVP, like, I think the MVP threw 48 touchdowns. How many touchdowns did Aaron Rodgers throw this year, y'all? 48? Y'all think Carson Wentz is going to be in the conversation for an MVP when that dude in Kansas City, that dude in Green Bay, and Deshaun Watson potentially being on another team, Russell Wilson as well, and Carson not going to be asked to do as much for his team as they are? And Torrey, you and Dan Orlovsky going to say he going to be the MVP or he going to be in that conversation? Please, stop it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.